What's going on, guys? Love Jones here, coming back at you with another video. What I'm going to be doing today is it's going to be kind of like a continuance of my last video, which was me reacting to the fake news. Because apparently some people still believe that it's genuine. So I will give you the business right now, right here on Love Jones. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, people. If it's appropriate enough, I'm going to start you off with Van Jones a year ago as just an ending to my previous video.
All right, let go.
Reasons why I like Van Jones. He actually went and worked with the president on the prison reform bill and got several people, I think it was like 91, pardoned from prison with this new bill that they came out with. And it's really interesting because Trump was the only person to do that type of, anyway, I'm not gonna get into it because I feel the hate already, but just watch. I checked myself. It was thousands of people pardoned, and they keep fact checking everything, so I can't get the real number, but it was over 2,300 and some odd people from prison. Anyway, that was definitely a smart move on his behalf to go and talk to the president and get things figured out as far as negotiating. You got to do it. Now that's the real Van Jones. Now we're going to look at Anderson Cooper on his attempt to try to clown somebody, and it wasn't even real. This was definitely fake, and also his crying antics as well.
It would be funny. But for that, there's always White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany. Bless her heart, as they say in Mississippi, taking us completely through the looking glass and then beyond to a galaxy far, far away. Remember, this is the spokesperson for the White House. Listen to what she said.
Kayleigh, while this is happening, it's been brought up by Senator Langford, a Republican. He said, listen, give Joe Biden the presidential daily brief. After all, Senator Harris she's on the Intel committee. She's getting, she has high-level security access. Has the president considered that?
I haven't spoken to the president about that. That would be a question more for the White House.
That would be a question for the White House, says the White House spokesperson.
Okay, now, I know y'all just saw that. She was cut off while she was still talking, and then he goes on to make it look like she was just saying, well, that's something you would have to ask the White House. But clearly, her mouth was still moving. Let's go ahead and rewind for you.
Kayleigh, while this is happening, it's been brought up by Senator Langford, a Republican. He said, listen, give Joe Biden the presidential daily brief. After all, Senator Harris she's on the Intel committee. She's getting, she has high-level security access. Has the president considered that?
I haven't spoken to the president about that. That would be a question more for the White House.
That would be a question for the White House, says the White House spokesperson. That is next level stuff. CNN's chief White House correspondent.
All right, you see what I'm saying? They just chop, screw, twist stuff up, and that's how the news is today. But I guess however you want to spin it is however you want to spin it nowadays. But honestly, I think it's a little unfair and a little low to diminish somebody's character and their sanity in that manner. Now let's get into his antics.
And a note before we bring you this report by 360's Randy Kay, some images may be disturbing, but it's important for you to see.
Rosa going is the thought of seeing her children again, who she hasn't seen since she was hospitalized in March. When do you think you'll be able to see your children again?
For me, it can't be soon enough. For me, it can't be soon enough. But I know that in the end, I'm going to be with him. I know that. So that's what keeps me focused, and it keeps me wanting to heal and wanting to get out of here fully restored.
Okay, guys, I didn't show you her hands on purpose, but her fingers were starved of oxygen. They were black, and they were more than likely going to be amputated. And I just thought it was too graphic to show you, but it's this woman is something else. She's an amazing woman, and she's a fighter and a nurse.
Alone in her hospital room for more than 5 months now, Rosa admits she's had some dark thoughts. So more than ever, she treasures life's sweet joys.
On my behalf, could you please congratulate Anderson Cooper on his baby?
I certainly will. These are the things you think about when you're laying in the hospital bed.
Now that's wild that she would think of something like that.
Yeah, I'm happy that he has a baby and that he's so cute.
Well, I will share your blessings with Anderson and Wyatt.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Have a great day.
Be well.
It is absolutely beyond me how thoughtful and selfless this woman is to be in the hospital fighting for her life and still, think about that man and his new baby. And
Wow, Randy Joyce.
So sweet, right?
I mean, wow, what she has been through.
Yeah, and what she's still going through, Anderson. And yet that was the only time in our whole interview that she smiled, was talking about you and Wyatt. I mean, she's been in this dark place. She was on that ventilator for a couple of months. She's going through possibly losing her hands. She hasn't seen her children in a couple of months. She was in this dreamlike state where she was watching her life go by on the ventilator, she remembers. So it's been a really...
First of all, A, that is not how we wipe tears. And B, there were no tears to wipe in the first place.
Scary time for her, and she hasn't had any visitors. So when we started talking about you, that's when she really lit up. And I think she's really clung to that as sort of this bright spot in all of this. We see what the pandemic has done to her and her family and so many others. And it was just really sweet, Anderson, that moment. And all she wanted to do was talk about you and baby Wyatt.
I want to talk to her. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate it. And we wish her the best, and we hope she gets to be reunited with her kid.
See, he's even stunned. And I know why he's so stunned, because he's sitting up there thinking about her like, dang, why is she thinking about me? He know he ain't shit. So it's crazy. It's just, it's nuts how I can see when people are acting like he wiped his tears like this. Like, and there were no tears to wipe. So I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. It didn't seem very genuine to me. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Love, Jones. I'm out.